Welcome back to my daily breakdown of the preliminary hearing of California versus Larry Millete in the heartbreaking case of Maya Millete. This hearing was in 2023 and the trial date is March 7th, 2026. It's coming up. This is a local case for me. New episodes are dropping almost every day, so make sure you have your notification bell set up so you don't miss out. To catch up on all of the episodes, to bookmark or share the entire playlist, or to get some context if you just happened upon this video, the playlist is in order and it can be found at bit.ly/mm playlist. I will spell that out for you. It's lowercase bit.ly/M hyphen capital P lowercase LAYLIST. So with that, thank you for being here again and enjoy this one.
Going in and out. If you recall.
Well, there was a time where Lazarus came in to ask for water, so he was there too. Yeah.
During that time in the trailer, did you have some more conversation with May about her marriage?
Yes.
And what was that conversation?
She was telling me that to stop. She told me stop answering Larry's call because anything that you say to him is going to be used against me. This is it. I'm going to file for divorce. And if something happens to me, it would be Larry.
Did you respond to those statements?
So that's pretty strong. So Maya said, stop interacting with Larry. She probably should have done sooner, but now that she's ready to leave Larry, she wanted to make sure that she didn't have somebody in between mucking things up for her. And secondly, if anything happens to me, it's Larry. So those are two very powerful statements that just kind of get stuffed into one there, but we want to make sure that we remember this for future testimony.
That May made to you in the trailer?
Yes.
What did you say?
I said, well, hold on, let me just think what I said. I don't remember.
Do you recall, did she tell you why she was going to file for divorce?
No, she was just saying that she wants to do it after Lara's birthday, and that she just wanted to be quiet, enjoy Lara's birthday before she files for divorce.
When was Lara's birthday?
January then.
When was this conversation?
January 1st.
Was this conversation before or after you had the conversation in the Jeep, if you remember?
Well, it was in the afternoon already, about between 2 to 5 of January 1st. Yeah.
The conversation in the trailer?
In the trailer, yes.
And was it earlier in the day that you had gone to the store?
Yes.
When did you leave Glamis, if you remember?
January 1st at night.
Do you think you were there a couple of days before January 1st, or do you remember exactly?
I remember working first, and then, oh, maybe that's Thanksgiving.
Did you go to Glamis for Thanksgiving as well?
Yes.
The family?
Yes.
Do you recall this conversation being on the 1st?
Yes.
And then do you know when you came back to San Diego?
I know we came home the same day, the night of January 1st. Wait, no, maybe we went to Brawley. I think we still stayed in Brawley and then went home the next day.
So January 1st or 2nd is when you came back to San Diego?
Yes.
After you got back to San Diego, did you have any further conversations with May?
No.
Did you go back to work?
I did.
When you would be at work, did you sometimes communicate with May?
Yes.
How would you communicate with May?
Via MSNs.
Was that sometimes about work?
Yes.
Sometimes maybe a little bit of personal?
Yes.
And do you recall whether or not that week you had any conversations over MS Teams with May?
No.
Do you know if at that time she was teleworking or if she was working in an office?
She's still working.
When was the next time that you saw May?
I didn't see her again. Last time I saw her was January 1st.
Sometime around January, on January 8th, let me ask you this, were you invited to a trip up to Big Bear that weekend of January 8th, 9th, 10th?
Yes.
And were you and JR going to go to that trip?
Well, I think we already had made plans, so we were not planning.
Did January 8th, did you learn that there was some concern about where May was?
Yes.
How did you learn that? Tell us about what kind of happened that caused you to learn that there was some concerns about May?
Well, because they were asking the logistics of, what's gonna happen for that weekend, and it's all the family would message each other, so and each of us would respond. Usually, May would respond, "Hey, this is what's gonna happen," or this, I'm already made it here, but then no one heard from her. So JR went to the house.
Oh, hold on. Next question.
Did you learn at some point that JR went to the house that night?
Yes.
Did you go with him?
No.
Did you work on January 8th?
Yes.
Did you have any communication with May on January the 8th at work?
No.
Did you see any evidence at work, in other words, by email or any email exchanges, any indication that May was at work that day?
No.
Did you, at some point that weekend, go to the house of Salos Gatos?
Yes, I went with JR on Saturday. Wait. Yeah, Saturday.
That would be January
9th.
Do you recall what time?
In the afternoon, because we had made plans for the day. So after we're done doing errands for that day, we went maybe about 3 or 4 o'clock
What was the purpose of you going to the house?
to check in if May is back.
What happened when you got to the house?
She's not there.
Did you have any conversation with the defendant when you were at the house?
Yes.
Did you ask him where May was?
Yes.
Was he able to tell you?
No.
Do you recall what he said?
No, I don't. We were just wondering where she's at. So he said something, maybe she went hiking, or
Did he tell you when was the last time you saw her?
I did not ask that specific question.
What was his demeanor like, the defendant, on Saturday, January 9th?
He was calm.
Given your conversations via text, phone call throughout the year leading up to that time, was his demeanor different to you than it had been in phone calls, for example, in December when he called you about May finding the subliminals?
Yes, it was different this time.
How so?
He usually panics when he doesn't know where May is. But this time, he was just calm, just quiet.
Bam. That's so important. All her testimony was about how frantic and compulsive and controlling Larry was about Maya's every movement. But when the family came, and it is especially obvious with Genesis' testimony because of the history he had of I feel like going behind Maya's back to speak with her sister-in-law and friend. But in any case, she goes missing and the family is worried because no one has heard from her. And he's calm and he's friendly to the police officers. And he's fine because, she just went out for a hike, or, she just left us. She just left us. So this was really powerful. Now you can see in contrast. Also, the prosecutor did a good job of reiterating via testimony and drawing out that no one heard from Maya on the 8th. Even though the defense attorney tried to muddy that up with the last witness and spent a lot of time with that. Here again, no one heard. There's no account so far that anyone heard from Maya on the 8th, which is the underpinnings of the prosecution's theory of the case that Maya was no longer on the 7th.
Did you continue to have conversation or communication with the defendant after January 9th?
Yes.
How constant or how often would you have communication with the defendant?
I would check in, to see if how is he or the kids or May's back. Or I was gonna ask him, do you have any idea where she would probably go? Or, we're having a prayer vigil, are you coming? Things like that. And
Go ahead. Did you finish your answer?
yeah, well, Lara's birthday was January 10th, so I was asking her if I can take them to church or something.
And did you take them to church on
Yeah,
January 10th?
yes.
And then you mentioned that you would sometimes ask, did he have any idea where she could have gone? Did he ever give you any indication of any, was he ever able to help you find out where she could be?
No,
Did you attend some searches for May?
I did.
Did you attend any vigils for May?
I did.
Did the defendant, attend any of those searches?
No,
Did he attend any of those vigils?
not that I know of, no.
Prior to January 7th, 2021, did your children have fairly regular contact or communication with May's children?
Yes.
And did that change after January 7th, 2021?
Maybe more like after end of January. Yeah.
Would you say gradually, was there, would you try to see if you could get the children together?
Yes.
Did you ask the defendant about that?
Yes.
And was he receptive to that?
Yes, he is.
So he wanted to see the children get together?
Yes. Yes, he would say, yeah, just, you're welcome at the house. Just bring them over.
Did that change?
Eventually it changed.
And when did it change?
I don't remember. Maybe
Approximately?
February, March, around that time.
And how did it change?
When we will invite them over for, I invite them to continuously go to church because this is just really traumatic event for us. So I'm thinking that maybe going to church would be helpful, especially for the kids. And then when there's a birthday party, Micah's birthday was during February, I invited them to, but they did not attend, so.
Did the defendant ever express any concerns about your daughter Micah being around his children?
I just heard a story. I don't know if it's true, so.
Okay. So nothing firsthand from the defendant?
Mm-mm.
Is that it? No?
No, sorry.
Okay. In February, did the defendant make a comment to you that caused you some concern?
Yes.
What was that?
I had a phone call with him one evening where he said that, Jen, I really trust you, and then just don't do anything stupid. So I don't know what that means. So,
Who said, don't do anything stupid?
Larry,
Was that in a phone call or in a text?
in a phone call.
Did you know what he meant by that?
No.
How did you take that?
Just bothered by it.
Why were you bothered by that?
Because all this time, all I wanted to do, my intent is to help them with their problem and just, mend their relationship, And then that was, I'm trying to support. And then when I was told that, I trust you, and don't do anything stupid, why would I do something stupid? So I was just worried about that.
And when was that statement made by the defendant?
I don't remember. It was sometime in February.
February of 2021?
February 2021, yes.
That week that prior to January 7th, or leading up to January 7th, 2021, do you recall having any kind of conversations with May at work about a coworker's funeral?
Yes.
And when was that funeral supposed to take place?
I think I believe it's end of January or after January.
And in your messages, was that a conversation with May over MS Teams?
Yeah, MS Teams. I believe it's during December that we heard that someone got COVID and he died, and we really worked well with that person. We wanted to attend his funeral.
And in your messages with May, did she express any intent with regard to that funeral?
Yeah, she has plans to go, and she's inviting us if we have time to go with her.
And that was scheduled for the end of January 2021?
Yes, I believe so.
Prior to January 7th, 2021, how often would you say you would communicate with May, either by MS Teams, text message, Facebook Messenger, or phone call?
We just text and MS Teams.
How often would you say? Would you say you heard from her or communicated with her at least once a day, every other day, once a week?
Maybe twice a week.
And since January 7th, 2021, have you seen your sister-in-law, your friend May?
No, I have not seen May.
Have you heard from her, had any communication from her since January 7th, 2021?
No.
Thank you. Another question, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
So that concludes the direct testimony for Genesis. And one thing I did want to mention, because this just came up, I did post this in my community under posts here on YouTube, but the family has organized a hike for Maya on January 17th. So as I'm recording this, this is over a week out. So January 17th, 9 a.m. At Mount San Miguel Park in San Diego. I did put the little flyer up there. And so if you want more information on that, I can share the Facebook group where that was posted. So with that, let me on with the cross-examination. It's going to be interesting. Buckle up.
Okay. You and May Millete actually met before you married your husband, JR. Is that right?
Yes.
And where you met May Millete is through your mother.
Yes.
who actually was working for Mrs. Millete at that time.
No, they are coworkers.
They were working both at Swarmac.
No.
Where were they working?
I don't
Objection,
know.
relevance.
Overruled. You opened the door, right? You guys.
I don't remember the name of the firm, but they work in a company. They're coworkers.
Okay. And you became friends with Miss Millete because your mother introduced her to you and you went out together.
Yes.
So that would be in what year?
About 2004.
And since then, after your meeting with her and going out with her, you became close friends. Would you say in 2004?
Well, you just don't become close that fast. I mean, eventually we develop a strong friendship together, and I look up to her as my big sister.
And you were looking towards her to be your mentor?
Yes, we can say that, yes.
So that your friendship became closer and closer, that Miss Millete was the one who referred you to work at Swarmac?
Yes, I mean, I got qualified for the job.
Was she the one that referred you there?
She gave my resume, yes.
At that time that you applied, did the employer know you were related to Miss Millete?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
I don't know.
I do not care.
Oh,
It's okay.
The answer should be
So you became co-workers, correct? Miss Millete and you became co-workers eventually, or can you explain after you were hired at Swarmac, what was your relationship with Miss Millete?
we both work in contracts, but not on the same team. Different teams, so I don't directly work with her. And she was my sister-in-law when I got the job.
She never was your supervisor?
No,
Who was your supervisor at Swarmac? Was it the same as her supervisor?
no,
When you say you work in a different department, do you mean you are working in a different building as well?
yes.
Okay. And you were not familiar with the rules and regulations of the building that Miss Millete was working in, right?
Objection, relevance.
what is the relevance?
Your Honor, there's allegations that Mr. Millete was going to Miss Millete's workplace and knocking on the door or looking in the mirror and,
I don't think that's limited evidence.
okay.
But I'll overrule the objection. You can answer.
Can you please repeat the question?
You do not know the rules and regulations of the Swarmac building where Miss Millete was working because your building was separate from her.
We have the same security training that we attend on the day that we got the job, so there's an orientation for that.
Is it prohibited for Mr. Millete to go to Miss Millete's workplace?
He's not prohibited, but there's security codes in the door, which he's not allowed to know what's the code.
So that if Mr. Millete would go to Miss Millete's workplace, he would have to contact someone in the building in order to let him in?
Yes, or knock on the door.
So there's a,
And I want to make sure we're speaking about, which location are you talking about?
Swarmac.
Okay, so it's Swarmac, these are the rules.
The rules is that if you're not a contracting professional, you're not allowed to be in, but if there's a consent and if the person knows you, you can come in.
okay. Now, eventually, after you married Mr. Tabalasa, you resided with Mr. and Mrs. Millete, correct?
Yes,
In what location?
in Paseo de los Gatos, San Diego,
Okay.
out to the vista.
So they had purchased their house already in Paseo de los Gatos?
Yes.
In what year was that?
I don't know where they bought the house,
Is it-
but I moved in 2016.
And your husband did not move in with you?
He did.
Okay. Now, isn't it true that you had, it's your belief that Mr. Millete had a perfect marriage when you
That's,
were residing there?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled. You can answer.
in my opinion, they have a good marriage.
And at one time, you stated that you believe it was a perfect marriage.
Yes,
Can you explain why you thought it was that?
because it doesn't seem that they fight. It seems that it's just quiet. That's about it. Oh, happy? They look happy.
Did they do things together?
Yes,
That would have been 2016, correct?
yes,
Did Mr. Millete's parents reside with them at the time?
yes.
Okay, so there was no, when you say perfect marriage, there was no fighting, there was no, did you notice any damages to the wall or anything like that?
Objection, compound, begs the time.
Sustained.
Well, let me break it down, okay? So you stayed with Mr. and Mrs. Millete for what, 3 months?
Yes, about.
And You lived with them, you ate with them, and did activities together.
Yes.
Did you go shopping with Miss Millete together?
Yes.
Okay. And you were able to observe what was going on inside that house.
Yes, for 3 months, yes.
Yes. And you were able to observe if in fact there was any violent activities in that house. You would be able to observe that.
I would not look for it. It's a home, so I would not specifically find just violence. If that answers the question.
Well, I was trying to find out if there was any signs of broken doors or broken knobs or glasses that you had observed at that time.
No, I don't look for things like that.
Okay. So it was pretty much a very quiet and happy family.
But yes,
How would you describe Mr. Millete's behavior at that time?
during the time that we lived there for 3 months,
Correct.
he's just normal Larry that's quiet. And yeah, that's about it. He's just quiet. He plays with the kids, including my daughter. Yes, that's it.
How would you describe Mrs. Millete at the same time frame?
The same time in January 2016,
Yes.
she's also quiet. She works a lot, so we would eat together dinner sometimes. It's just a normal family.
You. Thanks for watching today's breakdown of the Larry Maya Millete preliminary hearing here in San Diego. I always prefer to use Maya's name and not the defendant's. In any case, this is California versus Larry Millete in the heartbreaking case of Maya Millete, who is still missing. Remember, new episodes drop every day with my insights as a local to this case. Since I'm not monetized, YouTube really doesn't promote my videos a whole ton. So if you want to make sure you catch tomorrow's episode, please like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you know as soon as it's up, or you can play it later. And if you can, please share this with someone who might be interested in following this case, especially if they're local, but anywhere around the world, to be honest, because Maya is still missing and it would help get more eyes on her case. So again, thank you for joining me. The full playlist is at bit.ly/mm playlist. And again, it's lowercase bit.ly / capital MM hyphen capital P lowercase LAY LIST. Thanks again for being here. See you later.